Hey y'all. Alright, so my next message. I wrote some stuff out earlier, which I don't normally do that often, but I'm gonna see if I can try to put it together. So this morning I woke up and the heat was on. And I'm sitting here like, dang, it's almost summertime and we got the heat on in the house. And it made me start thinking about like the weather. And it's like, it's amazing, or temperatures. It's amazing how, you can be around people. Somebody say they cold, the other one saying they hot, stuff like that. And it made me think about the process in life. We have to go through all these different elements. If you notice, do you know there's some people that like the rain? Some people like the heat. Some people like being outside. And some people like when it's cold. You understand me? Everybody like different types of the weather, and every person can tolerate different times of the weather or seasons. So, like for example, when I had moved to Kansas, right? It was so cold there at a point. There was a point that it was so cold that by the time I moved back to Virginia, when it got cold outside, everybody got big jackets on. I'm sitting here like, man, I need to put some short sleeves on or something. Because what happened is when you are in a place that there's a specific temperature, at first your body don't know how to handle it. It goes into a shock mode. And you got to figure out how to prepare or prep yourself for when you go outside. But then what happens is after a while, your body gets used to the temperature. And then what happened is when your body get used to the temperature and then you go travel somewhere else or you move somewhere else, then your body at there just is already adjusted to that temperature. So now it got to adjust to the next temperature. So meaning we can tolerate more than what we say we can tolerate. We can go through more than what we say we can go through. It's no different than, hold on, car coming. It's no different than the seasons. How in the world you know what to prep for? You know when it's summertime, you wear summer clothes. Wintertime, you wear winter clothes. Fall, spring, however. You know how to prep yourself. What y'all do? Y'all go get clothes early, right? Y'all prep. Y'all go in and change out the clothes that's in your closet, or you go to the store, buy new clothes. No different than when it comes to kids, when they get close to school, shopping. Y'all get prepped. So it's like, how is it that we know when the seasons come in to prep, but when the weather come in, we don't know how to react to it? So the same way I said about when it's hot outside, how many of y'all don't like the heat? How many of y'all don't like the rain? How many of y'all don't like the wind, which will come at cold, which can be snow? How many of y'all don't like those seasons? But at the end of the day, you still got to go through it, right? You can't sit back and say, cold, stop being cold outside. Hot, stop being hot outside. What you do? You tolerate it. Now, you may not like it, but you tolerate it, right? You still dress according to the temperature that you have to go through. You still dress yourself according to what the weather is, no matter if it's inside or outside. No different if you go to somebody's house. How many times y'all went to somebody's house and as soon as you walk in, the heat hits you and you feel like you about to pass out? That's how life is. Sometimes some people's temperatures in their house is going to be different than the temperature that you feel comfortable in. That is life. So when it comes to life, you have to realize there's going to be some hot days. Some days you're just going to feel like giving up because it's too hot. It's too much heat. It's too much pressure on you. And you feel like, man, I've been working this job and it's like I got to work all these hours. And sometimes you feel like, why am I keep working the hours? But if you know that this is what you have to do in order to make sure your bills get paid, then you're going to have to be in the heat. Sometimes things in life happen where maybe you don't have enough of money to pay that bill, or somebody is sick and you just feel like crying, but you know that at the end of the day that the rain don't last always, so you have to go through that storm. So you got to prep yourself through that storm when it rains. No different when it's cold and you feel like, man, why my husband don't love me? Why my wife don't love me? Why my kids being mean to me? And you feel like it's cold because you miss that warmth. You miss when they come in the room, it feels warm, it feels good, you laughing and you joking, you smiling. But now when they come in the room, they either pissed off or don't want to say anything to you. So you got to be able to prep yourself for those situations. It's like when you look at life as the seasons and you look at life as the temperature, why you can't understand the life that you're in? How you can't understand how to prep yourself for what's going on? How you can't sit back and say, okay, my husband ain't talking to me, so right now it feels cold. How can I warm up our relationship? How can I get the temperature back on track? How is when my wife is being this way, how can I get the warmth back in our relationship? Maybe we've been fussing, we've been fighting. Let me go and do something for her. Maybe let me go and do something for him. Let me sit back and let's talk to each other instead of yelling at each other. Let's figure something out so we can get the temperature right. No different than when it's raining and you got that when you don't have that money for that bill or that family member is sick. Okay, I need an umbrella. I need protection. God, I need you more than I ever needed you before. And I need you because right now I can't do this by myself. I don't know what direction to go in. I don't know where direction to walk in or who to talk to. So I need you to protect me in this process. Help me to figure out how to get this money for this bill. Or help heal my cousin because my cousin is sick right now and he's on his last limb. Help put a covering around him to protect his heart. Give him the light he needs because right now it's raining. We need some sunshine in here. It ain't no different than when it's hot outside. I mean, so say for example, if it's a situation where if it's hot, so that's another warmth. So ain't no need if you having a heated discussion with someone and you trying to figure out, man, I don't love me because we hard on ourselves. That's hot. Because you focusing on the heat. Now you focusing on yourself. I don't love myself. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I smile. I don't like my hair. I don't like my shape. I don't like none of this stuff. God, why? Why I don't love me? I don't love me anymore. Why I don't love me? It's too hot in here. It's too hot. I keep focusing on my flaws. But I keep focusing on these things because these people keep putting this motion on me saying I ain't going to be good enough. That company ain't mine or that relationship ain't going to work and all this heat is on me right now, God, and I don't know what to do right now. I just need to cool. Can you cool me down, God? Because it's too hot. This kitchen is getting too hot for me to be in. So now you in that position where you have to start loving yourself in a different way. You need to project that energy out into something else. So say, for example, if you feel like you overweight, then go to the gym. Put that energy into something else. Go to the gym. Start working out. If you feel like your health is going down, start eating better. Start going to the grocery store and eating healthier foods. That's how you take that heat off of you and cool yourself down. When you feel like that you don't look good, you keep telling yourself in the mirror, you look good, you look amazing, because you projecting that negativity, that heat, and putting it back into something. So when it comes back to you, it comes back in a cool motion and it cools you down. It makes you feel better. You understand? So how is it that we don't understand the weather? How is it that we don't understand how to get through life? How is it that we don't understand how to be able to build ourselves up the right way? How is it that we can't be able to tolerate when we walk into somebody else's house and the heat is on? When the heat is on, then guess what? You got to do what? Do something to cool yourself down. You got to talk to yourself. You got to look at yourself when you need to cool down. When that family member don't know if they're going to make it or not, and you sitting back and looking at the rain, you be a cover and say, you're going to make it. You're going to get through this. You're going to get, God got you. You believe in yourself. You can do this. When it gets cold outside and you feel like that relationship ain't working, you just keep saying, baby, let's go do something together. Let's understand each other. What is it that you need me to understand? I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to listen to you. We're not going to yell and we ain't going to scream. We're going to sit in here and we're going to focus on this situation. You understand? Because in order for those seasons to make a difference, you got to be what? Grounded. That's the earth. You are the earth. You are your own earth. And if you can't protect your earth, how can you help keep yourself from having a disaster around you? Just like all these seasons, right? When it's hot outside, right? And it's 75 or 80 degrees, you can tolerate it. But some places get 100 degrees. When it's a rain, it could be a mist rain or a light pour, but some places get flooded. When it gets cold and like the snow or the wind is blowing, some people get blizzards. You understand me? But the thing about it is, even when the ground is stable and calm, some people get earthquakes. So if you're not grounded with the love in your heart and understand you can get through it, why is it that you're looking for somebody else to be your FEMA and you looking for recovery? On that note, y'all have a blessed day.